welcome to the channel. My name is Pauline and I want to talk to you about how to hire OTR drivers who are going to be doing long haul or over the road as we call it here in America. So there are different types of drivers, or preferences in the way people drive if they are working for a trucking company. So if you're somebody who has a trucking company and you're looking on how you can best hire somebody and how to find a good person, how to find a good partner to be working with you, because you have to look at these people as your partners because they do the work. You might have set up everything, but without a driver, you do not have an operation, that is working. So we are going to dive deep into how to find a good driver, what you have to be doing to be able to get the very best out in the market of drivers, especially if you're looking for somebody who is going to be doing OTR. We see there's regional, there's local, and there's just people who have never been in the driving sphere. Especially when it comes to the box truck business, we hire people who have no experience in driving for trucking companies or long haul, because you don't need to go study for this. It is something that somebody just wakes up one day and says, okay, I want to try driving for a trucking company. And then when they come, there are certain things they don't know. So you have to be clear about certain things and where to find those people and how to sieve them out and filter out to find the very best match that will suit your trucking company moving forward. So OTR is usually most concentrated. We would quickly see it in companies that do specialized freight. We see it in companies that do oversized kind of loads, but it is quite something that you can be able to do even when you're doing like your box truck business. So most trucking companies have a hard time getting OTR drivers. But we're going to talk about how to smoothly and quickly and very easily get these drivers to be working with you. If you are properly situated and properly, plan out this, you can easily find somebody. It's not that hard. We've been able to do it. So we want to be able to share this knowledge with you and let you know how we hire our drivers here at Pathfinder Freight. If you find this information helpful, consider subscribing. Remember to follow me on Instagram, and also to follow our other company which does dispatch, Pathfinder Dispatch, on Instagram to see the amount of loads that we'll be doing on a daily. So with that said, let's get into the video. So let's first get into the tip number one is to have competitive pay. You have to have something that is going to be able to attract drivers to your company, something that is a good offer, better than what other companies are offering. I'm not saying that go and offer all your entire profit margin to the driver just to keep them, but have something that is favorable, that is going to have somebody think about working for you. Because if it is not if it's not up to this industry standards, you're not going to have anybody knocking on your door to drive for you, because everybody, is already situated wherever they are. So find something that is good, something that suits driving over the road, because we know it's a different ball game altogether. So having something that matches the kind of work that these guys be doing is very important. If you are advertising for OTR, you can't be giving rates that are for people who do Amazon or people who are doing regional, because it's different. The driver has to be able to see the value that comes with working with you. They need to be seeing the difference in the margins they'll be making if they switch from either working for somebody who is doing Amazon or staying with that person, or if somebody who is already doing regional. They need to see that there's going to be a difference when they work with you. Ideally here, we try to look to go with percentages other than like straight out pay. We want to go with percentages because we want to give our drivers the feeling of being partners. It's not just the feeling, they are actually our partners. So we do have percentages on the gross of every load that we work in Pathfinder Freight. So that helps a lot when we are driving some traffic onto our adverts when we are trying to look for drivers. The next point is to have some kind of consistency and clear home time when you in your offer. You have to be clear, like I've said, you have to state out that you will be home every 3 weeks, 7 weeks, 4 weeks. Be clear about it. Don't be, this kind of employer or person or tracking company that will say, oh, you'll get home depending on how much we've made. How much is that? Money is never enough. You can't tell that to somebody and expect them to be confident in what you're saying. They need to have this kind of confidence that, oh, I'm starting to work today on the 1st, and I know on the 1st of next month I'm going to be able to go home. They can schedule things around that, and they can be able to plan if they have functions, if they have appointments, then they can be able to see that, okay, this is my schedule and I am ready whatever comes. And it's a clear kind of contract that I will be out on the road for this specific period of time. So being clear and consistent in the terms of when a driver will be getting their home time is very important, and stick to it through all year round, because it will build this kind of trust between your contractors and you as the tracking company boss or employer. Then you need to tell them what kind of freight you are going to be holding, what kind of freight your company does. This will be kind of cutting across from, not just the box truck business, but going into the flatbed markets and dry van and, reefers. All those kind of equipments have different kind of freight. So you want to be able to tell your drivers what kind of freight that you do. If it is oversized, is it touch or no touch? Is it going to involve them to be doing a lot of loading and unloading, or is it just going to be whenever somebody needs help? And if they need to be able to do some unloading, is it going to be paid or not? Coming up with all of this, because at the end of the day, you're trying to give somebody the best deal. So telling them up front what kind of freight we are working with helps them to know, okay, what am I signing up for? How am I going to be able to, work with this? If there's people who are not comfortable, loading and unloading, then they will not sign up. And that helps you. It doesn't mean you have to go with everybody who tries to walk in your door. If this is stipulated out, then they wouldn't be a good fit, and they wouldn't be, the best employee or best contractor you're going to be working with. The other point I want to talk about is talking about the types of customers you're working with. You want to give your driver a clear picture of what kind of customers you're going to be working with, or your company works with. Because, knowing, okay, if I go on the dock, am I going to be, assisted, or will I be the one, to look for them? Having that kind of relationship with your clients and also communicating it with your drivers really helps. So in this point, I usually like to bundle it with increasing driver support, letting them know that, when you get to the dock, and if you can't find somebody straight out, I'll be able to give a call to the broker, and that is something your dispatch can be able to do. But if they don't do it, you as the company owner, as the company operations manager, you have to be able to support these drivers. Because imagine somebody drove 2,000 miles to deliver this load and reaches the dock and nobody's helping, and they don't expect him, or they are asking him to pay a lump of fees, and they are, asking them to sit around. You can't not be there to support them. You have to be there and walk that journey with them. So telling them that you will be able to, work with them in that kind of way, and telling them that your customers are not going to be that kind of people does help. You need to be giving all these little things, in your job offer or your job interviews, telling your drivers what they should be expecting to be happening when they're working with you. So the other point, while you're searching for drivers, is not be regionally bound. You have to be able to stretch out where you look your drivers for. being able to stretch the boundaries of where you look the drivers for, where you look for the drivers. Oh my God, I don't know what to say, but you get the point. The point is you have to be, looking out of your state, out of your community. First of all, yes, it is very advisable that you start with your immediate community, immediate friends. Ask them if they are willing to be going over the road, working for you, driving your trucks. If they are not, if you can't get something out of that, try to go in your community. Try to go on, a wider search by going to Facebook. I like to go to Facebook because there are multiple groups there with lots of people who are already interested. They are already warm leads, interested in driving, people who are already in the industry. So if I put out a posting there, I'm dead on sure that somebody is going to call me by the end of the day, So taking advantage of those communities is also very advantageous. And that means you do not have to be regionally bound because you don't know where this person is going to come from. At the end of the day, they are doing OTR. You don't need them to be driving to and from their houses and coming to your headquarters. It's not like that's where the freight is. Either way, they're going to be out and about in different states. So it doesn't matter where they're coming from. At least for me, I don't really care where I find the driver. If the driver is good, I will hire you from wherever you're coming from. If we agree on the terms, then I honestly don't see any wrong with that. So the other point I'm going to talk to you about is doing your homework. You have to be able to do your homework on what is being offered in the market. What are other companies in your same situation offering their drivers? The types of bonuses, the types of pay, how are they hiring? Are they hiring their drivers as employees or as contractors? And that is going to be able to help you stay competitive in that market too. Because if another company is offering, 22% and you come out offering 20%, you can easily see how they can easily scoop up your drivers, They will, because they do get notifications. They are also in the groups that we are in as, company owners. The drivers are also in those groups. So if you offer something less than the market standards, you're bound to lose drivers, and that's not the goal we are aiming up for here. We want to be able to hire and retain them for a long time, retain them in a happy mode, not have people coming in and out of your company, consistently. So the other thing is to put out your entire full offer in this advert that you're putting out. Tell them exactly what they're going to be earning, if there's workers' compensation involved, if there are bonuses involved, if you're going to be paying for hotels and meals, tell them. If you're not going to be paying for them, you need to be able to spell that out too. Because things can be lost in assumptions. I could assume that, because I'm coming from the other job and they were doing this and this, I think that's what my other new job is going to be offering too. No. You have to be able to spell out these things because they'll come with their own preconceived notions of how things are going to be run in your company. So you have to be able to tell them how things are working in your company, what you are offering and what you're not going to be offering because it doesn't suit your business or you're not comfortable with it. So having all of that stipulated out in your offer will be able to filter out the noise from people who want certain things and you're not offering them, or want things that they have never experienced, and when they see them in your offer, dead on, they are going to be able to call your company, call upon your offer and come and interview with you. All right, now that we've known all of the things that you need to be inputting or looking out when you're trying to hire a driver, let's talk about exactly where to put all the adverts and where to be looking when you are trying to get these drivers to come to you. I specifically, like I've said, like to go first in your community. You have to start within your circles to see if somebody is interested. When you start doing this tracking business, your friends are going to know about it, and there will be some of them who are interested in it. So if they want to start out with you, start working with you, then I don't see any problem. You can definitely start with those. You can stretch it out to your community, ask for referrals. If you're in any groups, try to tell them that you have a job opening, but also go on and put this on social medias. This is a place we have had luck with. Putting it on Facebook in those groups does help. We also like to go for, the job boards, job load boards. I think that's what they call them. That, like Indeed, we like to go for. Craigslist is also good. But like I said, if you spell out exactly what they're to expect and what you want from them, you're going to be able to get the actual people that you want. So doing a little nice script, telling everything about it, or doing a video that you're going to be putting out on these sites is also helpful. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, imagine how many words a video will be giving you, how much impact it will be giving you. So I like to do those because it helps out a lot on what kind of traffic and how much engagement I get on any particular posting. So try to think about doing that in your business. I promise it's going to increase the amount of engagement you get on the posts for your, the adverts that you're posting for your company to be getting drivers. Right, so that will be all. That is mostly what I wanted to talk to you about today. And if you like this content, consider subscribing, like this video, comment down below how you get your drivers. If you're comfortable telling me about your rates, I would like to do comparisons on that too, because I'm always in the market researching, so I like to know things. Also, if you have any questions to do with tracking or dispatch, drop them in the comments below. We can discuss, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Oh, don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Go look out for Pathfinder Dispatch, the company which dispatches all our trucks, where we get the loads. It's pretty cool out there, and I will see you in the next one for sure. Okay, goodbye.